Have you ever wondered what it truly means to be a man in today's world? In a society that often equates masculinity with wealth, status, and power, it is easy to lose sight of the values that truly define a godly man. True manhood begins not with muscles, achievements, or influence, but with the heart, a heart aligned with God, a heart that seeks wisdom, integrity, and love. A father once told his son, "Son, a man is measured not by what he owns, but by what he gives. Strength without love is empty, power without justice is destructive, and freedom without discipline is chaos." Modern times challenge men with distractions, materialism, lust, peer pressure, and social media validation. These are not obstacles to scare you, but lessons to shape you. God teaches that a man should stand firm in faith, act justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with him. Micah 6:8. Before seeking to love others, a man must cultivate inner strength, spiritual, emotional, and moral. This means daily prayer, reflection, and a pursuit of wisdom. It means being honest in your dealings, keeping your promises, and walking the path of integrity even when no one is watching. A man who knows God does not act out of ego or selfish desire. He protects, supports, and loves selflessly. He understands that women and children are sacred trusts, and his purpose is to nurture, guide, and shield them. The father continued, "A man is not a hero because he fights battles for recognition. He is a hero because he fights for those who cannot fight for themselves, because he builds rather than destroys, because he loves in truth and faithfulness." Modern society may mock patience, humility, and faith, but God honors them. The first step to becoming a man is understanding that true power comes from restraint, discipline, and devotion to God's guidance. Learn to lead yourself before leading others. Grow in wisdom before seeking influence. This is the foundation on which a godly man is built. "Son," the father said, "the world will try to define you before you define yourself. Many men fail not because they lack strength, but because they surrender to fear, lust, laziness, and pride. These are the true chains that stop a man from becoming great." Modern distractions are subtle but powerful. Lust tempts men to seek fulfillment in women without seeking God's love first, leaving emptiness in the heart. Laziness convinces men that comfort and instant gratification are more valuable than hard work and self-discipline. Pride masks insecurity, making men chase recognition instead of purpose. Fear paralyzes them, preventing them from taking responsibility for their lives, families, and communities. The father shared a story of David, a man after God's own heart. Even with his flaws, David was courageous, protective, and loving when guided by God. He protected his people, loved faithfully, and sought God's wisdom before acting. Yet, when he gave in to pride and lust, he faced grave consequences. "Son," he said, "even the greatest men stumble when they ignore God's guidance. Avoid shortcuts, honor your integrity, and learn to master yourself before attempting to master the world." God's wisdom teaches that a man's first battlefield is within his own soul. Self-control, patience, and faith are the true measures of strength. Avoid influences that distract your heart from purpose. Social media obsession, toxic friendships, pornography, or materialism. Pursue knowledge, cultivate skills, and grow spiritually. A man who overcomes these challenges will be prepared to love, support, and protect in ways the world cannot teach. Being a man is not about taking life lightly, the father explained. It is about responsibility to yourself, your family, and God. A purpose-driven man lives intentionally, plans diligently, and acts with wisdom. In the modern world, men are often confused about their purpose. Many chase fleeting pleasures, success without meaning, or relationships without depth. God teaches that a man's purpose is tied to his growth, service, and contribution. Work diligently, but do not neglect spiritual development. Build wealth and skills, but build character first. Protect those weaker than you, and be willing to sacrifice for the good of others. A father shared an example. A man in their community, named Elias, worked tirelessly not for fame or money, but to provide a stable home for his family and to mentor youth. He was respected not because of his salary or car, but because he lived by God's principles: honesty, courage, and love. Young men looked up to him, women trusted him, and children felt safe in his care. The father emphasized, "Son, before you seek a wife or children, become a man worth loving and respecting. Learn to lead yourself first. Master your habits, control your desires, and cultivate generosity, patience, and empathy. When the right woman comes, she will recognize your strength and your heart. Godly men know that purpose and responsibility are intertwined. Success is measured not by what you take, but by what you give, the love you provide, and the lives you impact. A man without purpose may attract relationships, but he cannot sustain them with love, protection, or integrity. The father looked deeply into his son's eyes. Son, a man's ultimate measure is how he treats those under his care, his family, his future wife, his children, and even the vulnerable around him. Love is not a feeling. It is action. Protection is not domination. It is service. Modern men often misunderstand love as possession or conquest. God teaches that love is patient, selfless, and enduring. A man must learn to communicate, to listen, to encourage, and to forgive. Protecting others means ensuring their well-being, advocating for them, and guiding them toward growth, not controlling them. The father referenced Joseph from the Bible. Joseph worked faithfully, resisted temptation, and protected what God had entrusted to him even in adversity. His integrity and love for what was right allowed him to save his family and a nation. Similarly, a modern man must demonstrate character and courage, practical wisdom. Treat women with respect, not as objects of desire. Invest time in understanding their hearts, values, and faith. Be consistent in actions. Love is proven in patience and sacrifice. Learn to handle conflict with calmness and justice. God also teaches that a man must love and guide children with patience, nurturing them to grow in faith, wisdom, and strength. The heart of a man is reflected in the safety, happiness, and development of those he loves. True masculinity is about lifting others, not elevating oneself. Finally, the father said, Son, when you live as God teaches, you will become a man that women and children naturally trust, admire, and love. Not because of your wealth or appearance, but because of your heart, your discipline, and your devotion to God. In the modern world, a man who embodies faith, purpose, protection, and love stands out. Women seek men who can provide peace, stability, and spiritual guidance. Children need men who model integrity, courage, and compassion. A man who seeks God first becomes a source of blessing, not just a partner or father, but a guardian of faith and love. The father shared a final example. Samuel, a mentor in their church, lived deliberately. He prayed daily, led his household with humility, and taught young men to value God above all. His wife respected him, his children thrived, and the community admired his character. He did not chase vanity, popularity, or fleeting pleasures. He pursued God, integrity, and love. Son, he concluded, to be a great man today is to love like Christ, protect like David, serve like Joseph, and walk humbly before God like Jesus. Master yourself, fulfill your purpose, love selflessly, and guard those God entrusts to you. When you do this, the right woman and children will come to you, and your life will be filled with the joy of divine purpose.